South of Midnight takes us on a gothic and surprisingly dark storybook adventure through America's gator-filled South, all wrapped up in a unique claymation-inspired aesthetic. But is the third-person action platformer at its core just a bit familiar? South of Midnight comes to us from Compulsion Games, creators of We Happy Few, aka that game that got all of our attention with its pill-popping concept, then immediately lost us with its forgettable survival gameplay. It's also their first game since Microsoft bought them in 2018, so after 7 years, it's time to see if that investment has paid off. We step into the shoes of Hazel, a young African-American woman living with her mama in a little trailer park.
Whatever.
And don't roll your eyes at me.
I wasn't even looking at you.
I made those eyes. I know when they rolling.
We meet them both just as a massive storm hits and washes away their trailer with Mama in it. As Hazel chases it downstream, like Alice falling down the rabbit hole, things start to get weird. Hazel soon discovers she's what's known as a weaver, which, long story short, is basically someone who's capable of seeing into a sort of spirit world who can fix up tangles of emotions left over by trauma. Much of the game has you traipsing through the memories and serious tragedies of people's lives and trying to bring some closure to them. It's surprising how dark they go at times here, with stories involving slavery, child abuse, and domestic abuse. It doesn't shy away from potentially quite triggering themes. But they've handled these sensitive topics with respect and care. And with its stylized art and storybook interpretation full of larger-than-life characters, it helps make those topics much easier to broach. Hazel and the supporting characters also carry the story with just enough levity and charm at the right moments to stop it from feeling too much like a serious therapy session.
That was a cute pig.
There's also a wonderful use of music during key moments with special songs and lyrics retelling the stories beautifully.
I nailed him inside. He thought we were playing, that was a lie.
Visually, it's a very unique and stunning game at times, with some real creative flair in the characters and worlds. The clay-like look to everything is wonderful, and that low frame rate designed to mimic stop-motion animation is often quite effective, especially in cutscenes.
Can't expect rich people to spend Sunday the same place they spend Tuesday.
That effect may be a bit divisive in gameplay though. At first to my eye, it often just looked like the game was suffering from a low frame rate because that's pretty much exactly what it is, at least on the character animations. I personally warmed to it, but I could see people finding it distracting. You can actually toggle the effect on or off, so if you don't like it, don't use it. I just wish that South of Midnight could match the creativity and charm in its art and story with the underlying gameplay. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game to play by any means. It's well made and polished with very little to no technical issues to report, it's just very familiar ground. Much of South of Midnight has you exploring the mostly linear levels as a pretty breezy platformer that will never really test your reflexes in any serious way. Hazel controls well enough with a double jump and glide ability. There's the occasional need to summon a platform with your powers or push and pull an object to make a step, but short of maybe having to follow the odd cable to activate a thing, there's no puzzle elements to speak of. There's plenty of little nooks and crannies just off the main path where you'll find upgrade points or bits of lore to encourage you to explore a bit, but things are kept pretty contained. One of the more enjoyable wrinkles is the need to occasionally summon your ragdoll friend Crouton to venture into little warrens. These literally are nothing more than walking Crouton from point A to B, but I just love seeing all the animals in their warrens sitting in their little tables, having little chats. I mean, just look at these cute little guys. What are they up to? Also, I just love Crouton. I want him to have his own game. So platforming and exploring is all totally okay, ticking the box of keeping my fingers busy and my brain engaged, but beyond admiring the often lovely art design of the levels, it's just not much to write about. Likewise, South of Midnight's combat offers up a fairly well-worn take. You've got light attacks that can chain together into a combo or be charged for a big forward-facing AoE strike. You also have a dodge that when well timed will set off a little explosion, combined with a range of special powers. Weave briefly immobilizes foes, pull grapples smaller foes towards you or you towards big ones, pushes enemies back, and you can use Crouton to possess enemies and make them fight on your side for a short time. Defeated enemies can also be unraveled, which will give you a little bit of health, reduce your cooldowns, and be upgraded to eventually set off one of those little explosions. The upgrade tree does give combat a little more depth as you fill it out, often adding in more chances for you to weave and stun enemies, which becomes handy controlling crowds in later fights. But for the most part, they're pretty passive upgrades, simply improving a spell's damage or duration. There's a handful of big boss encounters too, and there's at least a good variety to them, with each having quite a unique attack set and visual flair, but they're not particularly exciting or nuanced fights. Again though, combat ticks all the boxes you need it to. It feels snappy enough, it demands a bit of skill and will punish you if you don't make good use of your dodge, there's some upgrades to chase, and a handful of set piece moments. It just doesn't really do anything particularly interesting or stand up to the high bars in the genre. Overall, South of Midnight is a wonderful, unique piece of art, wrapped over a game I feel like I've played many times before. But I almost applaud that. Not every game needs to reinvent the wheel or set a new high bar for the genre. Its world and characters are left to shine, while its gameplay did what was needed to keep me contentedly jumping and whacking my way through its 10-hour story. Ultimately, its southern charms are simply hard to ignore. Play.
And ponder what I should have said. Regret would dog me all night long. All I did just felt so wrong until Kushma came along. Dreaming.